What's up, magical people? Welcome back to Your Most Magical Life. I'm Mia Magik, and today we're doing something a little bit different, but this has been a practice that has been incredibly powerful in my life, and so I wanted to share with you all a little bit of yin yoga, and we're going to be doing this practice with a specific intention around healing the witch wound. Most of you have heard me talk about that if you've joined my rituals or been in witch school or come to one of my retreats or watched my Instagram. There's a lot of content about the witch wound. And the witch wound is a wound to our wisdom, right? We all have different iterations and expressions of how this wound shows up in our lives. For some of us, it's in our expression and we really feel it deeply in our throat. It's hard to share who we are or talk about what we desire or even just express ourselves in general, in particular, like in the face of authority or with a parent or someone who has an opposing opinion to us. So it can also show up in your sexuality. It can be something that came from deep shame that you experienced. Maybe you were caught touching yourself as a little girl or boy. Maybe you were, engaging with a partner young and you got slut shamed at school, or whatever the case may be. It shows up in a myriad of different ways for all of us. And this practice of yin yoga, yang, right, would be kind of the masculine, more workout type of yoga. And for me, there is just so much magic and medicine in really deeply slowing down, giving my body 3 to 5 minutes to deeply open into a stretch and to work through whatever arises, whether it's resistance or stories or pain points or anything else, and to just be present with it and to let it be there and have compassion for it and know that it's just a part of me that's asking for compassion, asking for presence, asking for my attention or my affection. And so I'm going to lead you all in a yin yoga practice. This is going to be about an hour long. And again, this is something that I've never offered on my channel, but I am trained in hatha yoga from one of the world's absolute best teachers of all time, Ali Bogard. And so what we're going to be doing to integrate the healing of the witch wound into the practice, because I'm not going to be talking to you a whole lot throughout each of these poses, but what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using our journals. So make sure you have a journal for this practice, and we're going to be going in and doing a little bit of journaling as the pose unfolds, as we tap in and tune into our bodies and to really whatever is present for you and whatever wants to be healed within you. So we're going to sort of work up through the chakra system. If you're not familiar with the chakra system, it's pretty clear just in our bodies how it works, right? Root is your grounding, it's your roots, it's your connection to the earth, it's your survival. Your sacral chakra is your genitals, your sexuality. Your solar plexus chakra is, right, we say follow our gut. It's about our motivation, our drive, our action, and also how we digest information. Our heart is how we give and receive love. Our throat is how we express ourselves. Our third eye is our visionary center, right, the home of our imagination. And then our crown is like our halo or our connection to the divine and to the cosmos above us. So what we're going to be doing is just holding these poses, again, like I said, for 3 to 5 minutes. And we're going to start in just a really wide-legged straddle pose. So it depends on your flexibility. I'm wearing mismatched socks like I always do. One of those things you guys rarely get to see about me. But it's one of my mantras that looking for matching socks is a waste of time for a boss. So that's one of those little things that sometimes the witch wound prevents us from doing because we think people are going to think that we're weird. So for this straddle, you want to just make yourself comfortable. If you have blocks at home, if you have any other kinds of props that will support you, you can put a block under your forehead. I'm just going to sit here like this. And you just want to fold down, just allowing yourself to begin settling into your body. Taking deep breaths. And you'll just notice that as you stay here in this pose, you're going to be able to keep dropping deeper and deeper. You can use your hands as a little pillow for your head.
just give yourself the time and space to stay still. And as your body relaxes, you can stretch forward more or drop down farther.
And now, maintaining the pose, just grabbing your journal. And the question for this root opening is, where do I feel unsafe to be myself? Where do I feel unsafe to be myself? And just taking another minute or two to write here a response. Where do I feel unsafe to be myself? And just wrapping up the last moment or two. Anything else? Taking another couple of deep breaths into this pose. Hi, Minnie Vicky. Okay. And then just rising back up. Gently bringing your feet in. And you can just hug your knees in a little bit. And now we're going to just roll up. You can use your hands or like turn roll like that. And just drop into a yogi squat, malasana. You can deepen this pose by spreading your feet out wider. It actually drops you farther down in. If you want to make it a little easier, you can bring your feet a little closer. You can just sway and bring your hands into a prayer position and see if you can press your knees out. That's going to really deepen the stretch. And as we're dropping into these lower parts of our bodies, we're just connecting with these energies of our sacral and root chakras. Got a little witch cat here making a cameo. Just allowing yourself to be present with your hips. Our hips hold so much stored emotion. We can really feel the wounds of our spirit in our hips when we drop really deep into these moments. And energetically, our hips are what allow us to move forward in our lives. And so the left hip is the way we move forward in a feminine way, the way we flow, the way we create. And the right hip is more of the masculine, our direction, how we take action. And so both of our hips are really, when we feel pain or tightness in them, there's some message for us around our forward motion and movement in our lives. So just staying here for another minute or two. And then we're going to intensify this stretch. For some of you, this might not be totally possible, and that's okay. Just make it as comfortable as you need to for yourself. So just coming on to your knees. And if this is enough for you, or you want to sit like this, that's totally fine. Whatever is right for your body. Those of you who are able, you're going to turn your toes out and come into a frog pose to write in your journal. So you just want to make sure your knees are on your mat to give yourself some padding. And then you just come down into frog. And the question here for this part of our hips is, what do I desire sexually? Who do I desire to be sexually? What do I desire sexually, or who do I desire to be sexually? And you can really come forward to lessen the intensity of this stretch or lean backwards to intensify. taking the last few moments to write anything else. Then just bringing your feet in together first, pushing yourself up, taking your time. This one's so deep in those hips. One of my favorites of all time. And so as we come here onto our knees, we're gonna rise up and just lift into camel pose. So I'm gonna show you from this direction, then I'll turn to the side. You can just come up on the tips of your toes and lean back, opening your heart and your chest up and out like that. So from the side, just looks like this. You can leave your hands on the back of your tailbone or your sacrum, or bring them all the way down like this. Just allowing your body to open here. We so often are just hunched over our computers, our desks, in front of the TV. This is a great stretch to just open the body the opposite way it generally feels. I also like to sometimes just let it be one-handed for a moment and deepen even further into the stretch. And here, just tucking your chin into your chest first. Rising back up. And we'll just come onto our knees. And to write in our journals in this moment, you can bring it back into a sort of frog-like pose, or just come into a wide-legged child's pose. So child's pose would be like this with your hands out. And we'll just stay up a little bit so that we can write in our journals. And this question is, where am I afraid of my power? Or how do I fear my power? What part of my power am I afraid of? last couple of moments there. We're going to do a really powerful heart opening pose. So I don't like to call this broken wing. That's what a lot of people call it. So what we're going to do is you're going to lay your elbow at a 90-degree angle on the ground, and you can really move your hand in order to see what feels best for you, what allows you to deepen your stretch. So you just place your arm down like this, and then you're going to turn your body and open. So you can play with the level, the height of your arm, what feels best, what really opens into that stretch in your heart. And then I like to really take it deep and take my other leg. You can just more like set it behind you. And then you can just use your arm here as a kickstand just to hold you up. And again, playing with the height, the in or out of your hand, it's really supportive here. And whenever you're ready, just rolling that left foot, if you started with your right arm, back into the center. And we'll just pull our arms back behind us, really stretching them out. And then setting up for the second side. Placing your left arm down and just rolling over. Using your right hand as a kickstand and just placing your foot on the ground. And again, just rolling down onto your belly. Bringing your arms back behind you. You can turn your cheek to the other side. I'm just going to face you guys so you can hear me. Just stretching your arms up, maybe even lifting your chest. Really stretching out that heart space. Oh. And releasing back down. Again, we'll just come into a wide-legged child's pose to write in your journal. You can be up on your toes for a little deeper toe stretch. Our feet are such loyal servants and they don't get as much love as they deserve, that's for sure. The question here is, where do I block myself from giving or receiving love? Where do I block myself from giving or receiving love? Just making your last few moments. And you can keep your feet or your body the way that it is now. We're just gonna come into sort of like a puppy pose. So puppy is like this, and you really just keep your back up and your chin forward. And what I like to do is really deepen that by bending my elbows. So you'll see what that looks like. This is really great to open the shoulders and the back of the neck. So you can do this pose from here like this, or you can keep your chin on the ground and really deeply open the throat. Breathing into your shoulders, into any pain, any tightness. And then we'll just gradually come up. We're gonna deepen into this with just a few neck rolls. So just allowing your neck to come to one side. Really tuning in to your throat, your expression, your voice, maybe releasing a big sigh with a sound. Stretching out the mouth and the jaw, sticking the tongue out, just letting your body release here. And just coming down through the front really slowly. And releasing to the other side. Stretching again through your jaw. I really love to play with stretching the muscles in the back of the throat, places that so rarely get any touch, any love. And we don't even realize that they have tension. And you can just hold still if you find a particular place, or just create a little bit of movement here. And then you're just going to start by coming on to your right. You're just going to, like, from this on your knees, you're just going to come onto your right hip and just bring your left hand down onto the ground and raise your right arm up and over for a big side body stretch. Allowing that hip and that whole side of your lung, your shoulder, your arm to just stretch up and over like a rainbow. Again, if you have a block or if you want to come down even further onto the forearm, really deepen this stretch. Just do whatever's right for your body, whatever makes you feel good here. And then gradually coming up. We'll just switch to the other side. Just opening into this side body. Lifting the left arm up and over, placing the right hand as far out as feels good for you. You can always extend as you desire to go deeper. And just rising up slowly. And again, coming into any posture that feels good for you to be doing your journaling. Sometimes I like to just do my journals in a squat. We already did this pose, so it might take you deeper. Maybe you just want to take a break and your body's tired and you want to just lay down, or you want to go back into child's pose. Or you can just come into super simple Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose, and just write like this. And the question here is, where do I hinder my expression? Where do I hinder my expression? So where do I not say what I mean or say what I feel, not wear what I want, right? Our expression isn't just our communication through our voice, it's how we show up in the world and how we present who we are in our essence. So where do I hinder my expression? little moments there. And then we're going to transition into pigeon pose. Hips are so important, so juicy. So what you can do is, if you're in butterfly, like I just did, just turning gently to one side of your mat or your floor, your carpet, wherever you are, and just bringing your left foot back behind you and coming to square your hips. So you really want to make sure your hips are squared here, right? You're not like off kilter to one side or the other. And then you can deepen the stretch by either you can lessen the stretch by bringing your foot in, or deepen the stretch by bringing your foot out. And then if you want, you can stay up like this. If you want to add a little quad stretch here, you can pull your back foot in. You can do king pigeon like that, whatever you feel called to, whatever your practice is asking of you right now in your body. And then just gently releasing down. And for this sixth chakra, this third eye chakra, I really invite you to create a beautiful pillow with your hands. And I like to just make sure that I'm holding some form of pressure, whether it's one finger or a knuckle, and really just hold that on my third eye as you bend down. Just tuning in with your body, all these deep stretches we've done. Just letting that pressure on your third eye open up your own visionary capacity. And just coming out really slowly, pressing yourself up. Maybe trying a little back bend here. And just slowly transitioning the hips, moving your left foot forward, placing it in front of you, and then bringing your right foot back. And again, squaring off your hips here, making sure they're really even. If you did a quad stretch on the other side, you can do it on this side too. And just gently dropping down. Again, placing your third eye on some pressure. Nothing painful, just whatever feels good. as we're in this stretch, we'll just grab our journals, this last moments on the left side, and just asking yourself, what do I believe that has been harming my reality? So what beliefs, whether that's men can't be trusted or money is the root of all evil, what do I believe, or what have I believed? Let's turn it to the past. What have I believed that has been harming my reality? Just wrapping up those last little moments there. Coming into spinal pose before Savasana. This is just a spinal twist. Make sure I'm right here for you. So just wrapping your body into a little ball, holding yourself curled up. You can bring your nose and your chin all the way close. And then you just release your left leg and keep your right leg in, pulling it even farther down towards your armpit. Stretching out that left foot, maybe curling your ankles a little bit. And then you'll just bring your right leg over to the left, holding on to that toe. And then really opening this side of your body and feeling that spin in your spine. Feeling that curl. And as you experience this stretch in your spine across your back and your psoas, your hip flexor, really practice breathing the energy up from the base of your body into your crown. Every time I do twists, I can always feel this pumping energy of that spinal fluid into my brain. So really just focusing on your breath, on your inhales, allowing that spinal fluid to rise up from the base of your body into your crown chakra. gently. I like to turn even farther over to that direction. You can bend your knee and really just pull your body, reaching your right arm all the way to the right. And then let's do a little counter stretch. We'll just grab hold of that right foot and just stretch it out as much as you can, if you can. Bringing it back into half happy baby, just pushing that hip deep down again. And then gently releasing your right leg and switching for your left, grabbing that left shin, pulling it in again deep down into your armpit. Switch so I can keep talking to you guys. And then just rolling over, bringing your left leg to the right, grabbing onto that left toe, reaching the left arm all the way out to the left. And letting that spine twist again. Feeling into that cerebral spinal fluid. Drawing up through your vertebrae, rising from your root into your crown. And just gently beginning to come out, bringing your left leg back in, stretching it to your chest, and then counter stretching up and out with that hamstring. My right leg straightens and my left doesn't, so we're often a little imbalanced. That's okay, wherever your body is. And then just bringing that into half happy baby, pulling it into your armpit with the knee at a 90-degree angle. Bringing your right leg up to join. Holding them both, giving yourself such a big hug. And just squeezing yourself, thanking yourself for being here. And then finally releasing down into Savasana with your arms either above you or out to the sides, or down by your legs with your palms facing up. And just sinking into your body here, tuning into that crown chakra energy. And just feeling into your personal relationship with the divine. Whatever name you call it. I love that in so many traditions, the goddess is just referred to as she of 10,000 names. We have many words to describe the same thing. We're all talking about, contemplating, experiencing in our own unique ways. So just giving yourself permission to experience your divinity here. Seeing, feeling that golden crown or halo of light and energy on top of your head. And just letting the warmth of that power cascade down over you like a waterfall. And just asking yourself here, how can I be even more deeply of service? How could I be even more deeply of service to myself, to my community, to the planet? And let yourself feel the response from your body, how you can be more deeply of service as you feel yourself melting into the earth beneath you, melting into this holy, sacred planet, the living, sentient deity we call Mother Earth. And just breathing into this soft energy, surrendering into her embrace. Remembering that your bones are like the stones of her mountains. The blood in your veins is like the waters and rivers and creeks and streams flowing through her. The air we breathe is the wind within us that we exchange with the natural world around us. On every inhale, receiving the gift from the plants and the trees around you. And on every exhale, returning that gift to them. Feeling into your heart beating, the electrical system that is keeping you functioning. We call it neurons firing because these are the flames, this is the light inside of us. Just tuning in with any action you've been perhaps afraid to take, whether that's setting forth on an adventure, investing in yourself in some way, sharing something big, or just resting. Maybe you haven't stopped moving, haven't stopped hustling or taking action, and the invitation for you is to just take a moment to breathe and be quiet. And that's what you're doing here right now, so just thanking yourself. Feeling into what the fire is asking of you. And with the awareness of all of these elements, the building blocks of creation, again, just returning to that question, the spiritual spark, element of our soul. How can I be even more deeply of service to myself, to my community, and to this holy, sacred planet? The answer to this question is your divine guidance. So I invite you to stay here in Shavasana as long as you desire or require. Taking any responses of how you're meant to be even more deeply of service, and just sharing that in your journal when you're complete, but no rush. No rush. Just staying exactly as you are, but knowing that the light within me bows deeply to the light within you. Thank you so much for joining me on this unusual practice for me. Just sharing healing opportunity. If you're interested in diving deeper with me into healing the witch wound or making magic or uncovering your own greatest powers and gifts, make sure you check out all of my offerings. They're listed here below in the description. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. It is my deepest honor and pleasure always to welcome you to your most magical life. I am Mia Magik. Namaste.